A very warm welcome to all our listeners around the world. My name is Tony Tokumbo Fernandez, and you're welcome to the Tony Tokumbo Fernandez Show, the show that promotes the true life stories and success stories of Africans and Caribbeans around the world. So take a few seconds to always subscribe to our YouTube channel. But in case there's a product or service you like to promote, feel free to get in touch with us on 0788 280 9005. That's 0788 280 9005. And we're always happy to promote your products, services, and online campaigns. But the show is all about promoting the true life stories of Africans and Caribbeans around the world. And we have an amazing guest this evening. She is a 14-year-old girl based in Liverpool. She's written and published 3 books. She wrote her first book at the age of 7. And believe it or not, she's read over 350 books and is still Liverpool's youngest writer, originally from Cameroon. So it's a pleasure to have on the platform Latoya Likambi. Welcome to the Tony Tokumbo Fernandez Show. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me as well.
It's beautiful, and keep up the great work you're doing in the community. We're always proud of you. But
Thank you so much.
I'm sure our listeners around the world will want to know a bit about yourself, your background, and what inspires you as a person.
Well, my name is Latoya Likambi, as some of you may already know, and I'm the author of 3 books. My first book I wrote when I was just 7 years old, and it's short stories by Latoya Likambi. It later then got published when I was 10 years old, and my inspiration for that book was, one of my main inspirations for that book was because my mom had also published a book around that time, and I thought that the idea of being an author was just thrilling, exciting. And I also love creative writing, English, and I love all of that as well. And my next 2 books are part of the series. The first book is Casey's Diary, and the second book is Casey's Diary, an Anderson adventure. So basically, in my very, very first book, one of the main characters in the book is called Casey. And Casey is this really popular, confident and really well-known character in this book, and people admire her for her confidence. However, as she grows up in this book and she gets to middle school in Casey's Diary, she then loses her self-esteem, starts to become aware of what other people think of her and all that, and it affects her in school, at home, and it just really knocks her confidence down. So another reason why I wrote the 2 books, Casey's Diary and Casey's Diary and Anderson Adventure, is because I feel like it would be really relatable to today's youth. And I feel like the majority of them can really understand what she's going through, especially because many other children are going through the same things, such as bullying, harassment, peer pressure. And I've seen it myself around my young peers at school, in clubs, and many other places and things. So then in this book, which is an Anderson adventure, which is also a part of the series Casey's Diary, this is a best-selling book, another best-selling book. And basically Casey meets a new friend and she helps her to gain her confidence back again. But not only does she help her to gain her confidence back, but she also helps her to learn how to be an independent woman, because sometimes friends will come and go and friends are only meant to stay for a while. So she taught her to know that even when I'm not there, you should know how to stand your ground. And even though I might not be your friend in the future, you should still learn to love yourself and be confident, because you can't just be confident because of somebody else. You have to be confident to stand your own ground, because not everybody is going to stick around for long, and you just need to be able to stand up for yourself. And I am also the CEO and founder of my own brand, which is Taste Eye Cosmetics. And here I create with my mom, 100% organic and natural products made for young girls and women to feel confident in their natural skin, and also to learn to embrace their flaws and their imperfections. And here are just a few of my favorite products. First of all is the peppermint facial toning mist. This I have been using on my face myself, and so is my mom, and it really helps a lot to detox your face, to cleanse your face and hydrate your face. This is one of the most best-selling products on our site, and it's the oats and coconut facial scrub, and this has been used by many people. It gets rid of scars, pimples, acne, etc. You name it, it gets rid of it all. And this is also one of my favorite, which is the Glow Baby Deep Moisturizing Baby Cream Shea and Coconut. It's kid friendly for people with skin diseases, sensitive skin and all sorts. And I've used all of the products myself. They've worked on my own skin, and as a person who used to be insecure about their own skin, it really helped me embrace my imperfections, and not just to cover them and conceal them with makeup, but to care for them and learn to accept them.
Fantastic. And talking about imperfections of people trying to embrace their skin, and also imperfections of the characterizations in your book, because when we talk about the books you've written so far, it's obvious that you are very observant about the world around you today. When you look at the characterization of people in your books, the issue of bullying, self-esteem, and peer pressure, how common is this today, do you think? Not just
I think it's very common, and it's happening right now as we speak, especially online. People get bullied, people get harassed, especially as Gen Z is very kind of resolved around social media. And I think that celebrities and public figures aren't really helping either, as they're portraying a kind of perfect body image out there, which many young children are seeing, and many young children are looking up to these people who are acting as if they have perfect body, perfect life, perfect everything. And that is why people also have insecurities, because of the lies people tell, the way it's painted on social media and things like that. And I've also seen it in real life around me in school and clubs and many other places like that.
okay. And your message through your book is a very, very strong message on self-esteem and how important it is for people to embrace themselves. This is very, very common, like you said, in the society you live in today. So, what message do you have, not just for young people, but also for older people, in learning how to love yourself and embrace self esteem?
To focus on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. This is one message that I'm always sharing with people, because once you start focusing on your strengths instead of your weaknesses, you will already be cultivating better habits, you'll be learning new things, you'll be enjoying yourself. And when you focus on the things you're good at, the things that you are not good at won't be necessary. Like, say for instance, if you had a goldfish, this is an example that I've always used, and you've tried to teach this goldfish how to climb a tree, and the goldfish isn't really succeeding so far, because obviously goldfish have gills and not hands and legs to have the ability to climb a tree. So you keep putting pressure on the goldfish, putting the goldfish down, keep abusing it verbally, mentally, whatever, and you keep giving it the supplies, and it still just can't climb the tree because it's not meant to climb the tree. However, if you take that same goldfish and put it in a race against other goldfish to swim, it might be the best swimmer out of all of them, because if you spend time focusing on your strengths, which is obviously for the goldfish swimming, then you will definitely be able to be the most outstanding in your field, rather than focusing in something that is not necessary and something that you're not good at. Because the
And
things that you're not good at, sorry?
talking about being outstanding now, in your own field for people around the world. You're 14 years old. You've written and published 3 books itself. You've set an example now. What example? How are you going to transfer that example to other young people listening today? What's your message to them to spur them on to greater things?
To keep practicing, because one of the other things I've learned is that to be the most outstanding in your field, you need to practice, you need to believe in yourself, and you always need to have faith in yourself, because you're your greatest motivator. And sometimes your parents can't do that for you, your carers can't do that for you. So you just need to know to be there for yourself, really, and just hype yourself up when nobody else is there to do it for you.
Beautiful. Hyping yourself up all the way with self-esteem, liking yourself, pushing yourself. You have mentors, you have a father and your mother doing great things for you, but you've also taken that step to also be your own mentor as well, which is a great initiative. What other passions does Latoya Likambi have?
Some of my other passions are reading. As you've said before, I've read over 300 books. I really enjoy reading. I also enjoy arts, drawing, creative design. I also enjoy photography and videography. I also like editing and loads of things that come under the category of art. I enjoy them a lot. I also enjoy sports and athletics as well. I used to compete in my primary school in multiple competitions, and I've won a numerous amount of awards.
Fantastic. This period, the last 1 year, COVID has been a very, very challenging period and season for lots of people around the world. But for some people, it's been quite inspirational. How has the COVID lockdown been for you, and how have you used it to transform yourself in good ways?
To be honest, the very first lockdown, I I did publish one book, but I didn't really push myself as I wish I could have. I didn't really take advantage of my time. And what I realized as I was observing people around social media was that they used lockdown as an opportunity to either boost their brand, get out there, and make a lot of money. I realized that during the very first lockdown last year, I saw a lot of people become more successful, or a lot of people become famous for good things that I've never realized and I've never seen them before. And I was just really laid back and just talking to my friends and things like that. So this lockdown, I learned from my mistakes last time and I really pushed myself. And um, I stayed consistent with my skincare and cosmetics line, and I've made way more sales than I did last year in such a short amount of time. And I was very proud of myself as well. And I've also came up with something which is called the Intelligent Minds Book Club, which I started in this lockdown. And it's a Zoom book club for children. There's 2 age groups, children age 5 to 9 and children age 10 to 15. And we gather together, we read, we do activities. And I felt like this wouldn't only just help myself, or this wouldn't only just be another source of income for me, but it would help other children to learn, to have fun, to interact with each other, and just have a good time as well.
Now, 2 years ago, as you know, I organized the Black History celebrations at the UK House of Parliament. And 2 years ago, you were our youngest speaker ever at Black History at the House of Parliament. And you really stole the hearts of the crowds. So speaking is something also you're quite passionate about. And I think mentoring also sometimes. What current initiatives do you have with speaking at the moment, if any?
Sorry, can you say the last part again?
Do you have any current initiatives with speaking engagements right now?
Um, I'm not quite sure, but I think that at one time I have struggled with it. I haven't always been confident, and I did get tips from my mother. I had to also learn from myself. And I remember when I first started public speaking, I used to either read from my phone, or I used to have like, I used to sometimes panic before I got on stage, but now I'm kind of getting used to it, and I'm really excited for the future when lockdown ends, so I'll be able to host my own events and talk to so many people.
Fantastic. You continue to do great work. We're very proud of what you're
Thank you
doing
so
in the
much.
community as Liverpool's youngest writer as well. But for the benefit of all our listeners listening around the world today, if they want to know more about your current and future initiatives, are there any social media handles they can reach you on?
So yes, my Instagram is Latoya Lakambi. My Facebook is also Latoya Lakambi. There you will learn much more about me, get to know me more, my books, all about what I do. And to purchase any of my 100% organic cosmetics products or skincare products, we also do hair care products, you can visit www.tasei.com, www.tasei.com, and everything is on sale at the moment. We're still doing New Year sales, so you do not want to miss out. And also, to sign up for the Intelligent Minds book club, you can visit www.licambiglobalpublishing.com, which is also a publishing company run by me and my mother. And you can also have the opportunity to enter publishing competitions. You can publish your own book, etc. So if you want to publish your own book, or if you're interested in joining the Intelligent Mind Book Club, then you can either contact me on Instagram at Latoya Lakambi or www.licambiglobalpublishing.com.
And when you talk about your mother and you, today is Mother's Day. So, on a final note, what message you have for all mothers around the world today?
To make use of your time with your children and teach them well, because your kids won't always stay kids forever, and once they're adults, there's nothing that you can do with them. There's nothing you can do about their life decisions, the changes they want to make. So make sure that you teach them with good moral foundations that you want them to keep.
And as well as your loving mother, I know your father, your loving father, also plays a strong role in your life. So, what message do you have for all fathers around the world today?
Basically the same thing as mothers as well, because you never know, your child might be gone tomorrow, and especially these days it seems as if everybody's just growing up really quickly. So you want to make the most of the time with your children, and you also want to teach them what you want them to keep with them in their lives forever, or you want to teach them something that will stick with them even when, God forbid, even when you're dead. You want them to carry that on with them and change other people, help other people.
Keep up the great work you're doing. We're very, very
Thank,
proud of you. And more things coming from you. That's Latoya Likambi, Liverpool's youngest writer, on Africa for You, Tony Tokumbo Fernandez Show. It's been a pleasure, and have a wonderful evening.
thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.